Well, good morning. November 15th, Sunday, November 15th. Traditionally Sundays, have been a time of sort of reflection on the past week and what's coming down the coming week, and being thankful for what you got. Traditionally, and of course all the traditions that are being thrown out of the window. It's just one of those crazy things. But it's, as always, I'm going to have some links in the description end, and they're all pretty interesting. We'll go over them just really quickly. But I see our Prime Minister Trudeau is going out of his way to give us official recognition of Biden, despite procedure not being finished. It sort of shows how brilliant our Prime Minister is. I've actually got a link on the bottom when you go through in the description, and when the whole Democratic busload was defeated by Trump back in 2016, Trudeau decided to throw a party for Biden. So he's throwing a party for the loser. But anyway, it's interesting because they spent a hell of a lot of money, and you can go through that link. I think it was $82,000 or something on a party for Joe Biden that was just celebrating a loss, sort of thing. Mind you, maybe these New World Order guys knew that they were going to rig the next one. Who knows? Or they figured that they'd have Trump out of there quickly. You see, when you look at the whole scheme of things, I've got, in the links, we have a couple of links on London you'll find intriguing. And when you look at England, and you look at, say, New Zealand, and you look at Australia, and you look at Canada, we've already sold out. These, our leaders and bureaucrats, the top supposed leaders, they've been enamored by the lofty jet set at Davos, and they've bought right into that and said, the hell with country, the hell with borders. We're all one world. Let's party. And of course, the rest of us aren't going to be partying. It's just the guys in the fancy plaid socks and the odd-colored shoes he wears with his suit. Those kind of guys. It's sort of interesting. Getting back to the links. I just can't help it because we have an idiot for a prime minister. I mean, him and Biden make a really good pair. I mean, Biden has got a history of sort of putting money in his pocket and doing crazy ass things. And of course, none of the Democrats are looking at that now. I mean, the guy is a saint. I mean, he's just a total asshole. Then you look at Trudeau. Well, they're at a similar basis. He's a bit younger. But, I mean, he swept all sorts of scandals and conniving things under the rug. From the time putting money in his own family's pocket with the wee scandal, to the Lavalin affair, to his going on free junkets with Aga Khan, all sorts of stuff that he just sort of is, well, hey, that's all right. I did it, and it was okay. If you did it, you're going to jail. That sort of thing. I find that intriguing. And of course, his fans, like Biden's fans, overlook all of that. Just, I'm not sure. Dr. Coleman said that the reason people do that, people who accept stupidity, is because they don't have a pea brain. They got a split pea brain. So, go figure. The first link is by George Gammon, and it's just a short one. And how he invests what he does. But I think by the time he was 34, he was retired, and he still works at it because you never really retire. But he's got some interesting comments there. No matter what we think is coming down the road, I guess you got to keep moving ahead, and we'll do sort of thing. The next link is fearmongering. The psychiatrist talking how you get people so shit-ass scared they'll do whatever you say. Look at all the people wearing masks and you'll get an idea. You know, it's sort of incredible. All the people staying home. And then there's a link about the Great Reset in Australia, from an Australian point of view. That's worth a look as well. Because this reset, some people figure it's just still fiction, although you can go to anywhere, if you're being serious, online and take a look. It's all there for you. And then we have some more on Sidney Powell, a lady, a lawyer who is Michael Flynn's attorney and is actually working with Trump. And she has some interesting insights as well about the voting machines and the voter fraud that's being, the accusation of voter fraud. And it's interesting to listen to her. She's a no-nonsense lady. And then we have an article from the Epoch Times. They're releasing a movie, Be Careful Who You Do Business For, and it's about China. Not the New York Times, the Epoch Times. I only read the New York Times once, I'll never do that again. Bunch of idiots. But it's, I think that should be intriguing as well. And, you know, you can find a lot of cases why you should be careful of doing business in China right now. Now, we have a couple Canadians sitting in jail with, in a retaliation for from the Ming deal, the Huawei lady who is under house arrest in a mansion in Vancouver. I mean, she's not sitting in a dingy jail, eating moldy rice sort of thing. She's living the life of leisure, although she's under house arrest. Compare that to the two fellows in Chinese prisons who don't have access to ambassadors and all that sort of thing. You're just kept there. So it should be that'll be an interesting video. But, and when I say this, I'm not talking about Chinese people. I'm talking about the Chinese system, the CCP. Now, the Chinese people I know are just wonderful people, and you know, some of them are really good, among some of my friends. But it's the governments that are the twits, and it's interesting because that's where this new world idea, this Agenda 2030 is Agenda 21, as it used to be called, is taking us. We're going to have that same kind of system. And so many clowns out there who just do not think for themselves, who are all sort of been taken over with the fear-mongering. The propaganda has got to them, and they're thinking this is going to be a kumbaya time, not realizing what we're going into. It's sort of scary. And perhaps that's why Trudeau is so damn arrogant in all of the scandals he's been involved in. He knows what's coming down because he was one of the early signers onto this sort of thing. He's one of the useful idiots who signed on to the whole thing. Doesn't give a shit about his country. He cares about him and what he'll be able to have real control over the population. This is going to be the part of it he runs. Why would people do that? Who knows? I mean, look at New Zealand. Why would that lady, she just got a majority election. And then you stop and think, wait a minute, were they using the same machines? And that's Canada, Trudeau throwing a big party for Biden when they were going, their regime was being replaced by Trump. Did Trudeau have some idea of this Dominion voting machine? Maybe that was what the celebration was about. 4 years from now, Joe, we'll show you a way to win. The Dominion voting machines are a Canadian sort of venture. Where they're actually made, I'm not sure. There's indication some parts are from China, wherever. And the software is another issue. But anyway, interesting. So take care. Check out the links, see what you think, and see you tomorrow. Bye for now.